Hi, here's Ralf from qfour.ai. Our 15-minute coffee break talk is starting today with a special guest. We're talking about meditation. Hello, and here with Bassanti Pathak, CEO of Pathak Yoga. And maybe, Bassanti, maybe you can introduce yourself a bit more.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Yes, I'm Bassanti Pathak, CEO of Pathak Yoga. We're a London-based health and well-being provider for the corporate world. We started actually just over 8 years ago. Monday was our 8-year anniversary.
Congratulations.
Longer and shorter. Thank you very much, but all in a good way. And we started with the intention of making employees healthier and employers happier. And we do that through teaching yoga, meditation, calming breathing techniques, but also a few other services that basically are there to de-stress your workforce and give employees the tools to become more resilient. And we can hold sessions both in person and online. So we operate globally as well. And that could be weekly as one-offs, could be in teams, could be one-to-one. And I personally also give expert talks on many topics. And one of them is meditation, which is why I'm here today.
Oh, perfect. That sounds really, really interesting. And again, congratulations to your 8 years anniversary. So 50 minutes are a short time to talk about, but so let's dive in plain and simple. What is meditation? I think a lot of people heard about it. A lot of people think about what it is. So can you explain what it really is from your side?
Yes, absolutely. I think it's also about busting some myths because people have lots of ideas of what meditation is, and actually that might not have a lot to do with reality. I'll keep it simple. I like simple. If you've never meditated before, think of meditation as a concentration. Some types of meditation function slightly differently, but mostly one can say that when you meditate, you concentrate your mind. And I like stressing that at the beginning of every class as well, because often you hear things like you have to clear your mind. And to me, that denotes not thinking, which is not what human beings are capable of. And equally, meditation doesn't have to be a religious or spiritual practice. That's also something that I hear a lot, that people don't want to do meditation because they're not into that sort of thing, meaning religion, spirituality, and that sort of clearing of the mind that they can't do much with. So these are these three phrases that I wouldn't want to associate with meditation in a corporate environment, because you don't actually have to be religious or spiritual in order to practice meditation. There's many to choose from. Meditation is also not a feeling. You might have been, had that pleasure of being in a meditative state. And that's wonderful. It could feel really nice in your body. It could feel like you're floating. You could see a light. So all of these things are very much possible. But if you are in a meditative state, actually that's not necessary for you getting the physical benefits, the benefits to your brain, the actual tangible benefits that we can talk about a little bit more.
Wow, I heard a lot of meditation, and I tried some for myself. But let's talk about later about my experience about meditation. So let's talk about more the benefits. I'm really looking forward to hear what are the benefits and more about the benefits.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so in a corporate environment, or sort of geared towards the corporate world, because there are too many benefits to speak about. I'll keep it short. Number one, meditation can improve your cognitive function. So you're talking concentration, memory function, the ability to focus, to pay attention, to prioritize, to make informed decisions, all of these things that are quite important in an office environment. And you're also likely to be a better team player, because meditation helps to improve our self-awareness and awareness of other people and their needs. And more often than not, when I speak to people, I can tell whether they are regular meditators, because there's something about them, a sort of openness towards learning about you, because they have that space. And that is because of meditation, I think. And now don't test me on it, please, ever.
Try to think something.
Forget I've ever said that. But there is something to that. There definitely is. Meditation also can make you feel calmer and more relaxed, and that's obviously the reason why many people started it. It's great against anxiety, against depression, and we are talking long-term benefits here, not just, oh, I've meditated for 20 minutes, it's given me a great breather, and now I feel great. No, what is key is that we are essentially, through continued practice, retraining our brain into more healthy thought patterns and behaviors. So we're training ourselves to use those pathways in the brain that we typically use when we are relaxed. And the more we train that, i.e. regular practice, maybe every day for 10 minutes, the more the brain will default to these neural passageways. And with that comes a corresponding behavior of calmness. So as an employer, if you want your staff to be productive, to be effective, resilient, if you want to reduce burnout, sickness, high absence rates, if you want team players around you, and who wouldn't want that, you get someone in to teach meditation.
Okay, some questions popping up in my mind. Actually, I'm trying to go later on the more on the brain side, what it's about the brain. What I'm thinking is now, some of our leaders, our customers, ask me maybe, oh, meditation would be great for our employees, but how can I implement this in our workforce? Have you some kind of tips for that? Because that's our business life in the moment. We need to look what we can implement in the employees' workforce or working time.
Yes. First off, I would say make sure that there is regularity, because it is shown that that is much more effective for the brain than going on a retreat for 7 days or 14 days in a year and then doing nothing otherwise during the year. So the brain responds through this regularity. This is how we change our neural passageways. And it doesn't have to be long. You might think, well, in order to do it right, I have to get you in for an hour every week. Actually, it might be better to do 20 minutes, especially if people haven't meditated before. Get them in a room together. There's something really nice about the vibe of people in a room together. If you don't have that option, online is fine as well. But do it together. That is sometimes much more effective. And in fact, that is the way that I found my way to meditation. I learned yoga when I was 4 years old from my dad. And I always tried meditation, and it never really worked for me until someone sort of semi-forced me to go to a meditation group with them. And I thought, well, I'm going to do her the favor, but it's not going to be my thing, I think. Little did I know, because I came out of this thinking this was exactly what I needed, not learning by myself, not trying to concentrate, to meditate by myself, but being in a group with other people. So that's important. Like I said, not doing sessions that are too long, because that can be daunting for people who have never meditated before, and focusing on the regularity. So rather than thinking once a month for an hour, make it once a week for 20 minutes, 30 minutes or something like that. And you'll be surprised at how well, even in a corporate environment, people respond to this. And especially those people, those A-type personalities that think, well, maybe meditation isn't for me, and I'm naturally very skeptical about things that I haven't sort of chosen myself.
Yeah.
There really is so many benefits.
We can talk a lot about that, and I think we'll do that later. But one question is, my experience in the corporate world is, maybe I would try it for the first step alone, because I don't want see my other working colleagues to do something with closed eyes or whatever we do in a meditation. How can we do that? Have you some kind of one tip for me or for others to can tell me how can I start?
Absolutely. I mean, that's it's a practical thing and very easily fixed. Number one, you could just have me in the front, or someone else, whoever your meditation teacher is, and everyone else in rows rather than around a table, a big boardroom table or something like that, so that no one actually sees you, whether you've got the eyes open, whether you've got your eyes closed. In some companies, actually, we make it into an actual event where we've got mats, we've got bolsters, people lie on the floor, they've got eye masks, or they put a little towel or something on top of their eyes, and that kind of promotes you to not open the eyes. It's just a little bit, a little trick if you find it difficult to just be in the moment. But it really isn't an issue if you're not sitting around a boardroom table and you have that urge to open the eyes to see who's looking at me.
Okay. And if I'm alone, can I do it on my chair on our working table? Or maybe I'm not sure if we have time, but 50 minutes are really, really narrow. So maybe we can try it. If you have some kind of exercise, we can try to have a little exercise, meditation exercise, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. How much time do we have left?
Let's see. Oh, we have 4 minutes left.
4 minutes. Okay, great. I can do this. I'm going to keep it fairly simple. And for those who've never meditated before, just to give you an idea of what meditation can also be, I'll stick with a breathing meditation, just a simple awareness of the breath. So we're going to start by bringing our hands onto the chest and stomach. I'm assuming you're sitting comfortably, but if you want to sort of make sure that on your chair you're nice and comfortable, and maybe roll the shoulders to the back, drop them down so you feel a little bit of space here for your stomach to expand as you breathe, for your chest to expand as you breathe. And then if you feel comfortable, close your eyes. If you don't, keep your eyes open. And then feet on the ground, so you feel the ground underneath you. And then relax your lips into a smile. That is good for the brain. It drives your brain into activity that's typical of happiness, actually. And then let's take a really slow breath in together. And sigh out. We'll do that one more time. Breathe in. And sigh out. Good. And then the hands can stay on the chest and stomach. So that you can just notice your breath. So we've guided that in-breath now. We've sighed out. That was quite, not forceful, but we were there, consciously guiding the breath. Now just notice the breath and what it's doing when you're not guiding it. Sometimes that in itself can be quite hard. But you'll probably notice that both your hands move, your chest moves, your stomach moves. The rib cage will move as well if you want to bring a hand onto your rib cage. But then start focusing on the stomach, where you can really feel that movement. And every time you feel the stomach move when you breathe, that is a sign that you're using the lower part of the lungs. It gives you an efficient gas exchange. It lets your body metabolize stress hormones. It lowers your blood pressure, your heart rate. So basically it sparks parasympathetic activity. So that part of the autonomic nervous system that is responsible for calming you after a bout of stress. Now we're going to start lengthening our exhalations. So just breathing in for 1 and out for 2 in your own time. You could breathe in for the count of 2, out for the count of 4, maybe in for 3, out for 6. And if you feel that that's not quite right, then don't be religious about it. No pun intended. Just breathe in for 3, out for 5. But make that exhalation longer. And that will engage your vagus nerve, the longest cranial nerve in the body, which is like a superhighway, information superhighway for the brain to know what's going on in the body. And then if you want to, you can close off your right nostril. Your left nostril is linked to the right hemisphere of the brain and your parasympathetic nervous system. So breathing more through the left nostril, letting that become the dominant nostril, is going to activate your rest and digest system even faster. And then another long breath in. Really slow breath out. Take your time. And then release your hand. If the eyes were open, keep them open. If you had them closed, open them now. And that was a very short breathing meditation. So as you can see, you don't have to think, I am now meditating. I have to be so zen, no thoughts, no nothing. No, just breathing like this is a meditation too. And you're leaving your mind out of it. This is the body. The body knows what to do. And that's why I really love breathing meditations.
So 50 minutes are up. Thank you so much, Bassanti. And I'm really relaxed. Thank you so much.
Glad to hear. Thank you for having me. And I look forward to more.
Okay, see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.